Okay, my name is Mick Dunford. I'm one of the managing editors of Area Development and Policy. I am delighted to be here today to present two awards for 2020. The first is an award for the best paper published in Area Development and Policy, and the second is for the best referee. The best paper was written by Peter Buxey, who lives and works in Budapest. It's an article on the Iron Silk Road. It's actually an article that deals with a subject that I find absolutely fascinating because, in a sense, the contemporary Iron Silk Road dates from about 2007, 2008, when in a city in the west of China, Chongqing, which at that time was led by Bo Xilai. At that time, the mayor of the city, Huang Shifan, sought to get Hewlett-Packard, right, to transfer the whole of its laptop manufacturing supply chain to the city of Chongqing. And to attract the company, one of the things he offered was that Chongqing would actually open up a railroad to Duisburg in Germany to ship the completed manufactured laptops for the European market. What's also very interesting is that that project then took off in the pandemic because it actually became a way in which medical supplies were moved to Europe, and not just from one city, but from many cities in China to many cities in Europe. So Peter wrote a really fascinating article about that route and about its past and present, and I think that he wrote it at a moment, where it had a very significant impact simply because of the way in which the pandemic led to this increased use of rail. So I would like to congratulate Peter very, very much indeed, and I'd like just to pass over to him for him to say a few words.
So thanks a lot. I think it was really interesting to see how important rail transport became between Europe and Asia these days. And it was really not in my mind, to be frank, when I wrote the article. And actually that was an idea also just to calculate what is the possible maximum capacity. And you see now today's we needed almost that capacity, what's the maximum. So it will be interesting to see what the future will bring. And on the other hand, also rail transport is not only important between Europe and Asia, but within Europe. So that was definitely not an issue in the latest years, how important rail transport is for emergency and then special periods in our lifetime. But while the pandemic, it became really a backbone of the logistics system in Europe. So I think maybe it's an interesting opportunity also just to study these developments, and maybe rail transport can be more interesting, not just because of the climate change, but also of its reliability. So I think it was a really interesting opportunity, and I would really like to thank my editors who supported me on this article with really great ideas. And I have to be honest that due to their comments, I could come up with much more solid results, and I would like to thank them again.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Peter, and many, many congratulations on a very fine article, and many congratulations on this award. The second award is for the best referee. The best referee in 2020 was Matt Glasser. The article that we decided to give him this award for was an article that was handled by Ivan Turek. It's an article that dealt with the role of fiscal instruments in the city of Cape Town in South Africa. That article went through at least maybe 4 or 5 rounds of revision, because at the very end, some rounds of revision actually occurred outside the framework of the Scholar One system. And Matt's contribution was really absolutely extraordinary, because he engaged in a very detailed discussion with the authors anonymously, right through the first 3 or 4 stages of development of this article, and then more openly. But I mean, it is absolutely clear that his contribution to that article was very, very significant indeed, and it involved a degree of attention to detail, care, that was really quite remarkable. So, for that contribution, I would like to thank him very, very much indeed, and I'd like to congratulate him very much indeed for the award of Best Referee in 2020 for Area Development and Policy.
Thank you very much, Mick. It's an honor to accept this award. I see the journal as an important forum for dialogue around urban development, and it's especially helpful in supporting the next generation of urban development professionals. From where I sit, which is near the end of my professional career, I'm especially interested in helping African and Asian professionals contribute to the global understanding of how finance affects urban development. And that was very much what this article was about. It's my belief that those who actually live and work in the countries of the global South are best equipped to understand the local issues, to identify research topics and hypotheses, to do the research, and to support ultimately policy dialogue within their own countries and other similarly situated countries. Over my career, I have found that much of the legal and fiscal framework for urbanization and for understanding the economics and financing in Africa and Asia is rooted in a patchwork of imported ideas from other parts of the world. And one reason for this is that much of the academic research has been rooted in the global North. And that's one reason I'm keen to support researchers in the so-called developing countries of the global South, is that they themselves are building rigorous local research and analytic capacity. And this will help their societies to debate these important development issues and arrive at appropriate local solutions rather than imported solutions. So thank you very much for this award. It's very much appreciated, and I certainly wish the journal all the best in its work going forward. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Matt, very, very much indeed. I do want to say that I completely endorse what you just said about the significance of seeing the development of the Global South, the establishment of policies for the Global South through the eyes of scholars from the Global South. But I also think that the kind of contribution that you made in sort of guiding them, in sort of emphasizing them, in actually identifying ways in which they could strengthen their work was also a very, very significant contribution. I'd just simply like to finish then by, first of all, congratulating Peter on the best paper published in ADP in 2020, and Matt very, very much indeed for his excellent work as a reviewer. So thank you very much indeed. Goodbye.